Yeah, I got him in here cooking tonight after he worked 12 hours. See, this is what you need to do when you come home from work. And when you're done, you're going to clean all those dishes in that.
I mean, it's understandable why he became frustrated, because the way she was speaking to him came across as extremely disrespectful. She didn't need to sit there recording him and scrutinizing everything he was doing, especially when he wasn't even arguing with her or giving her a reason to be hostile. Sometimes, that constant attitude and criticism can turn a simple situation into a much bigger problem. But guys, today we're looking at some of the craziest moments where husbands finally reached their breaking point and decided it was time to walk away or ask their wives to leave. You definitely won't want to miss a single clip.
So me and my husband are in a huge fight right now. He actually left, and he said he's gonna stay gone until I get my act together. So I'm gonna tell you what happened, okay? Pretty much, he works like 70 hours a week, okay? And I asked him if we can go out to eat. We went out to eat yesterday, and I asked him again if we can go out to eat again. He said that this can't be something we do on a routine basis. And I'm just like, why not? Why not? When you have the money to do it and you make all that money, why can't we do that? He says, because we're supposed to be saving.
Where we about to go?
We're supposed to save. What are we investing in? Why are we
What you
saving
mean?
in
Why
the
are you
first
putting
place?
my clothes in my?
Okay. First of all, what I'm not gonna do is sit here and allow someone to tell me what my money. That's my money too, because we're married. I'm not gonna allow someone to tell me what my money is gonna go towards. Okay, simple as that. And if he's gonna keep it up, then he don't have to come.
Alright, so it's not hard to understand why he became frustrated. According to the clip, he's working around 70 hours a week while she treats the money he earns as if it's automatically hers to spend. If one partner is working that much, it's reasonable to expect both people to have a serious conversation about budgeting, saving, and long-term goals. There's nothing wrong with going out for a meal or enjoying yourself occasionally, but constantly spending without considering the future can create major financial problems. Building savings, investing responsibly, and preparing for retirement are important parts of managing a household, especially when one person is putting in that much work to earn the income. Ultimately, financial decisions should be something both partners discuss and agree on rather than one person making all the demands.
So basically, you just telling me that you're insecure.
No, it's not that I'm insecure. It's just a respect thing. When you're dealing with somebody that does a lot, you should appreciate that and show me some type of respect like that.
What does that have to do with you being insecure?
You keep talking about insecure. That's not the case. Listen, it don't even matter no more. Yo, gotta go.
You gotta give me 30 days to get out.
I ain't gotta give you
And then
30
you
days.
packing my stuff like I could pack my own stuff.
You good. I'm gonna pack it for you. Your name ain't on the lease.
My name is on the
No, it's
lease
not.
as an occupant.
No. No damn occupant.
Yeah, I'm an occupant. You have to give me 30 days to get out. Virginia law.
You're an occupant. Your ass out of here.
Well, I'm glad you folded my shit the way it need to be folded.
Respectfully, why wouldn't I?
No, it just don't make sense that men are like that. No, men these days are very insecure.
Listen, it's not about men these days. I'm not them.
When you go to the club, do I say anything about you being in the club?
I'm putting you out very respectfully. All you had to do was delete a number and you wanted to keep. Why would you even want to keep contact with ex anyway in your phone? Like why?
Because you can't talk to me about the stuff that I need to be talked to about. So at the end of the day, I got to talk to somebody who I can talk to.
So you talk to your ex. See, that's the problem with females. They go back to what they know.
That ain't got nothing to do with going back what I know.
So what you got his number for? Save.
I just told you.
Oh, so you talk to him about when you're going through stuff.
Yeah.
That I can't talk to you about.
Yeah, because you don't know how to communicate.
Why you don't talk to your mama or your daddy or your
I
sister or your brother?
why would I talk to them about my...
Okay, so at first, it wasn't really clear why she was calling him insecure, but once you find out that she was still maintaining contact with an ex, the situation makes a little more sense. For many people, staying closely connected with an ex can create discomfort or raise questions in a current relationship. Of course, every couple has different boundaries, and some people are perfectly comfortable with their partner remaining friends with an ex. But that doesn't automatically make someone insecure for feeling uncomfortable about it. The important thing is to communicate those boundaries openly and decide whether both people can respect each other's expectations.
Drawers, I'm not doing none of that shit. Unless he buys me my house in the hills overlooking the ocean in Malibu. He has invested into assets in my trust fund.
So let me get this straight so I know that we are all on the same page. Y'all don't want to cook. Y'all don't want to clean. Y'all don't want to do laundry. Y'all don't want to support a man financially. You don't want to fold clothes. You don't want to support a man emotionally. All you want to do is lay on your backs and get hit and spend all this money. And by all means, if you can find a man that's willing to allow you to do so, cook him. And I mean grill his pockets to the fullest. I ain't got no problem with that. However, a relationship is supposed to be give and take. How can you call yourself a good woman if all you willing to do is take? You're not willing to give.
Yeah, it really sounds like the two of them have very different expectations about what a relationship should look like. From his perspective, she seems to want the financial security and benefits that come with being in a serious relationship, while not wanting to contribute in the ways he expects from a partner. But contributing to a relationship doesn't have to mean following a specific traditional role. It can mean helping around the house, showing appreciation, spending quality time together, supporting each other, or simply making an effort to keep the relationship healthy. At the end of the day, both partners should be contributing something meaningful, and the important part is that they agree on what that looks like.
So you woke me up for what?
You need to leave.
When you marry a manipulator.
I need you gone. Like, you gotta go.
Can we revisit this after the holidays?
No. Today. We not doing that after holidays and prolonging this whole process. No.
So you're gonna ruin the holidays for everyone, for the kids, for
The holidays
my family.
wasn't on your mind when you did what you did. Like, we're not doing this. This is cyclical. Just a cycle, what you know.
Okay, but what? Okay, so your birthday, I was planning something real big,
That's
and
fine.
now
That's my birthday. I
can
don't
we
need anything.
Can we like?
No, that's 7-8 months out. No.
So there is no reconciliation right now.
No, there's always a reconciliation. There's always a reclamation. There's always a recycle. We are not. No, you gotta go.
Are you really doing this right now?
Are you doing that right now on the camera?
No tears, bro.
All right, this is wild because the caption makes it sound like he's the manipulator, even though, according to the clip, she's the one who was unfaithful. And now she's upset because the situation is affecting the holidays and says he's ruining Christmas for everyone. But the timing doesn't erase what happened. Being betrayed can seriously damage a relationship, and it's understandable that someone might be angry, hurt, or even reconsider the entire marriage after discovering infidelity. Holidays, birthdays, or special occasions don't suddenly make that pain disappear. If the trust is gone, both people have to decide whether the relationship can realistically be repaired or whether it's time to move on.
I've been trying. I've done everything that you asked me to do.
You're being real studio right now.
Please don't do this. Like, the holidays are coming, the kids
Don't put this on me. Like, let's not do this. Don't put it on me.
You know,
Be
I've been
accountable.
going through so much.
No, you've been putting yourself in so much.
Please
These are your actions.
don't do this. We can fix this.
There's no fixing. You gotta go.
Oh my God.
You gotta go.
Like, this is not happening right now.
It has to
I
happen
can't
right
lose
now.
you.
It's already lost.
Dude, he's so calm.
It's already.
I mean, once he made it clear that he wanted her to leave, the situation had reached a pretty serious point. What really stands out is how quickly her reaction changed. At first, she seemed defensive and confident, but the moment she realized he was serious, that attitude disappeared and she became emotional. Whether you agree with his decision or not, the shift in her reaction shows just how quickly a tense confrontation can become real when one person realizes the relationship may actually be over. Let's see how this situation plays out.
Can we
done it.
revisit this?
I just ran off every R word in the book. We are not revisiting. We are not doing anything. There's no renovation of this. just don't drag this out any longer. You gotta go.
I've given you the opportunity to correct the things that you've needed to correct in this relationship.
And they've been corrected without
and I feel like it's not being reciprocated from me. I feel like I've given you all the opportunity to do what needs to be done, and you
and not
don't give me the same space to get the things done that I need to fix. I know I can fix it. Please.
You need to rectify with yourself.
All right. When someone reaches the point of saying, I can fix it, it usually means the relationship has already been through some serious problems. If the same issue has happened repeatedly, and they've already talked about it more than once, hearing promises to change can start to feel empty. At some point, actions have to speak louder than words. If the problem has been discussed before, real change should have started long before the relationship reached this breaking point. That's why, in situations like this, it's understandable if the other person has a hard time believing that things will suddenly be different this time.
I have come up with men that will not be entertained in 2026.
Oh, God.
No car/license. If you don't have a car, rentals I don't mind, but you better have a car when you're around me, you understand? No license. If you have a green license or a passport, you better have a pink license. Otherwise you're not being around me. Motionless. You better have some motion, have some ambition. You need to be getting to that money. I don't want no broke bum. Do you understand? Party goers/party holidays. Too many female friends. Alcoholics. Short men. No own place. You better have your own home. Because I have my own house, you better have your own house. You're not living with me. I don't adopt the homeless. This is not a homeless shelter. Not healthy. Uneducated. Multiple baby mamas. Fatherless men. You better have a dad. Otherwise it's not going to work. And mummy issues. I don't want you to come here with mummy issues. And you think that I'm your mum. But that's my list.
All right. So honestly, based on what we're seeing here, it sounds like she may not be interested in having a serious relationship right now. That doesn't necessarily mean she doesn't want a partner at all, but her behavior seems to suggest that she's not looking for the kind of commitment, communication, or compromise that usually comes with a healthy relationship. And that's perfectly fine if that's what she wants. But the important thing is being honest about those expectations so nobody ends up getting hurt or feeling like they're being led into something they didn't sign up for.
Her talking to other men and she won't get out of my car. Now she's crying. So I caught her talking to other dudes. Oh, wow, that must be sad. God, that must be terrible. Oh, man. What were their names again? I love how you said they were just your friends and you were sending them pictures. Get the out of.
All right, so this reaction is pretty telling. She may be crying because she realizes the relationship is actually falling apart. But what stands out is that the emotion comes after everything has already reached this point. In situations like this, it's easy for the focus to shift toward the person who's upset, but what matters is also acknowledging what led to the confrontation in the first place. If trust has been broken and the relationship is already at its breaking point, tears alone aren't going to fix everything. At some point, accountability and genuine change have to come before there's any chance of rebuilding that trust.
All right, we gotta go.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, guess what?
What?
Do you like my new outfit?
Do you want the husband answer or do you want the truth?
I don't understand.
No, it's really simple. Do you want the husband answer or do you want the truth?
But you're my husband, and you should always tell me the truth.
Right, but do you want the husband answer or do you want the truth?
I want the husband answer.
I think it looks amazing, and I think you are absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking.
Well, now I want the truth.
I don't give a
Oh my God.
All right, so this is one of those classic situations you might see in a long-term marriage. After 20 years together, couples can develop their own little ways of communicating, joking around, and handling everyday situations. Sometimes there's the answer someone wants to hear, and then there's the completely honest answer. And honestly, this kind of dynamic can happen in plenty of long-term relationships, where both people already know each other's personalities and exactly how the other person is going to respond.
Made a woman pay for herself on a date. You seem like the type that would do 50-50. Interesting.
Yes or no?
No. I feel I'm the provider of the family.
You're the provider,
Yeah, I feel
so
like
you have
that's,
money.
is that what you're here for?
No, I'm here for love.
All right.
But I can never love a broke man. So everybody put your head down if you don't have money.
If more than half the guys raise their hands, the men may vote to replace the girl. I'll leave it on you guys.
And that's what happens when you get rejected.
All right. So that final reaction definitely felt like an attempt to explain away what happened. She said, "That's what happens when you get rejected, but rejection can happen for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes it's about attraction, sometimes it's about personality, and sometimes two people simply aren't compatible. We can't know exactly what was going through his mind, but clearly something about the interaction didn't work for him. And instead of trying to label the situation, it's probably better to recognize that not every connection is going to work out, and that's just part of dating."
I'm just wondering what kind of options would be available to me. I'll give you a quick synopsis. I'm 42 years old. Last year I used to weigh 203 pounds.
None.
No, I'm not finished.
None. Yeah, you
That was
are.
last year.
Yeah, you are.
Last year, this year I weighed 165.
No, ma'am. I said you're finished. You're finished.
I'm done?
Yep.
There's nothing left for me.
Not realistically.
Well, thank you.
And then if you have any children.
So my kids are...
Okay, ma'am, I don't need to... okay, the only way that there would ever be any chance for you is if you were gorgeous. And if you were gorgeous, you wouldn't be calling. You're going to have to be very feminine, very submissive, very cooperative. You're going to have to bring a lot to the table. So that's why when you asked, I'm like...
All right. So you can always work on improving your situation, but this man was definitely being brutally honest about what he was looking for. She has children, and there are clearly some personal circumstances that may affect the kind of dating options she has. That doesn't mean she has no options, but realistically, different people are going to have different preferences and priorities when it comes to relationships. The important thing is not to confuse having fewer compatible options with having no value. Everyone has the ability to improve their situation and find someone who's genuinely a good match for them.
Very cute. Like, she could make money.
I thought, let me just try and I ended up making $50,000 in my first month.
How many months did you make this much?
I started with 50, 60, and then it leveled out at 20 a month.
That's not bad at all. That is $250,000 a year. Is not something to complain about.
Definitely not. I spent 30 minutes on there a day, and I would send my managers photos, and they would go into the chat and bait people for money, but I stopped that.
Why?
Just feeling like it was very wrong.
Why?
Because I felt scammy.
Okay, you went full Christian good girl. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm being told you made $200,000 in 6 months. Where the f did that go?
I purchased my mom.
So, I can understand why someone might feel this way, and it's probably one of the reasons many people think carefully before making a decision like this. Once you've made a major choice that affects your personal history, you can't simply erase it later, and some potential partners may have strong feelings about that past. At the same time, it's not accurate to say that nobody would ever want to date or marry someone because of something they did before. People have different values, boundaries, and priorities when choosing a partner. What matters most is being honest about the past and finding someone whose expectations and values genuinely align with yours.
If my man doesn't like it, then I'm not doing it. Let me rewind. If my man does not like it, then I'm not doing it. And I know some of the younger generation might be screaming right now, but hear me out. That's my man. That's my heart and soul, my best friend. He is my partner. We are in this together forever. And I don't know where it got lost. So I know that if he doesn't want me to do something, he has a good reason for it. And I know that he has my best interest at heart, just like I do for.
So, this is a good example of what mutual respect can look like in a marriage. She clearly understands that there are certain things her husband isn't comfortable with, and she's willing to respect those boundaries. At the same time, I'm sure he does the same for her and avoids things that he knows would make her uncomfortable. That's really what a healthy relationship should be about. Both people understanding each other's boundaries, communicating openly, and making an effort to respect one another.
You that he thinks you're wifey material. What he's telling you is that he sees in you a good servant.
Right.
Sadly, though, there are some women out there that genuinely believe this, and that would be because they have encountered that small minority of men that unfortunately do want their wives to be nothing more than servants. But even more unfortunately, those women that actually believe this seem to lack the critical thinking skills to understand that not all men are the same.
When he says he sees wifey material, you need to hear that he sees you're easy to exploit.
What's really sad is there seems to be an ever-increasing number of women that will try to find any way to try to make themselves out to be a victim.
The man who sees you as wifey material is planning for you to have a nice long life of cleaning his dishes, washing his socks, and getting on your knees whenever he wants you to.
Some really do try, don't they?
As I recently heard a man say online, you may not be feeling so well, but your mouth still works. That's how they see us. That's what wifey material is. Wifey material is an insult.
Take a lesson. That is how prejudice starts. Someone takes one thing that apparently a rather uneducated individual said and applies it to an entire population. That's exactly how that happened.
I honestly don't understand how she reached that conclusion. The conversation started with what sounded like a compliment. When someone says you're wifey material, they're usually saying they can see qualities in you that they would want in a potential wife. But somehow, she interpreted the comment in a completely different way and turned it into something negative. Maybe there was more context behind the conversation, but based on what we're seeing here, it seems like a simple compliment was taken the wrong way. And guys, you definitely won't want to miss the final clip because it's easily one of the craziest ones yet.
People, this is proof we live in a very sick, crazy world. People, this Greyhound bus driver caught his wife cheating after 9 years. You may be thinking, what's the big deal? People cheat every day. People, it's not a surprise that someone was cheating. The surprise was who they was cheating with. So people, this Greyhound bus driver went to work, and right before he started his shift, he became very sick. He had a very bad headache, and he felt like he was about to throw up. This man became so sick, he did not want to take any chances and drive a group of people down the road. So this man then told his boss how he was feeling, and he told his boss he was thinking about going to the emergency room. When this man left his job, instead of him going to the emergency room, he decided to go home. And you won't believe what this man seen. People, when this man got home, he opened his door and he went straight to his bedroom. This man seen his wife with no clothes on. Her face was smothered into the pillow and she was bent over. People, I cannot make this up. Their family dog was humping this man's wife very fast. When the husband walked into the bedroom, the wife threw the dog off and tried to kick the dog and told the husband it's not what it looked like. The husband then screamed and said, what on God's earth is going on? People, this is crazy. Let me explain. People, this couple was married for 9 years and they did not have any kids, and they had 2 dogs. They had a black Labrador and they had a golden retriever. Now people, this Greyhound bus driver was shocked. He did not have a clue something like this was even possible. Also, keep in mind, when the husband caught his wife sleeping with the family pet, he knew 100% his wife knew exactly what she was doing. People, the wife was moaning and she was enjoying herself. It was no way she could explain herself out of that situation. Now people, with that being said, it was several signs that the husband ignored when it came to the dog and the wife. Again, the husband didn't have a clue something like this was even possible. People, the dog will always try to hump this woman's leg. The dog will always try to smell her backside. Sometime when this woman tried to fold clothes on the floor, the dog would try to hump her back. Anytime the dog will act crazy and do crazy stuff like this, the husband and the wife would laugh. They would say they need to find this dog a woman. Also, keep in mind, the only dog that had this behavior was the Labrador. Also, keep in mind, this couple worked 2 different shifts. The husband worked night shift and the wife worked morning shift, so they rarely ever at home together. This particular day when the husband caught the wife was off for work and the husband came home sick. So people, only God knows how long this was going on. People, we live in a very sick world. This story shocked me because I never knew a human would do something with an animal like this. Now people, why on God's earth would a woman do something like this with a dog? Your guess is good as mine.
Cleaning, I'm not sucking, I'm not fucking, I'm not washing clothes.
Honestly, I don't even know what I just listened to. After 9 years together, this has to be one of the wildest divorce stories I've heard in a long time. There are so many twists and unexpected details that it's hard to believe how everything unfolded. But what do you guys think about this situation? Was the decision understandable, or could things have been handled differently? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.